We have shown that there was nothing inappropriate done by me in any way, shape, or form, and this is absolutely outrageous.
In tonight's Big Story Breakdown, we're digging into education in Oklahoma as districts prepare to head back to school. There's still a big focus on the State Board of Education and the state superintendent.
At the center of the controversy is the allegations of naked women appearing on a TV screen in Ryan Walters' office. So let's break down that timeline. On July 24th, the State Board of Education held a meeting where they went into executive session. The next day, the reports from at least 2 board members surfaced. Hours later, the Senate Pro Tem announced the investigation inquiry would be led by OMES. On Monday, the 28th, the Oklahoma County Sheriff's Office confirmed they were asked to lead the investigation into this incident. On the 29th, I sat down for an exclusive interview with Walters, and he claimed he had already been cleared by OMES and the Sheriff's Office. He held a press conference later that day reiterating those claims. However, when we spoke with the Oklahoma County Sheriff the next day, on the 30th, he told us Walters had not been cleared and the investigation was in the early stages. Now, this brings us to the latest development in the story.
The Oklahoma House Speaker says he believes we now have answers to what was playing on a TV in State Superintendent Ryan Walters' office during executive session of the July Oklahoma State Board of Education meeting. But as Fox 25's Paige Taylor explains, both the Sheriff's Office and OSBI both confirmed the investigation still ongoing.
On Tuesday afternoon, House Speaker Kyle Hilbert released a press statement giving details on what he's been doing to try and get to the bottom of what happened during the July 24th Oklahoma State Board of Education meeting. Hilbert says that weekend he spoke with State Superintendent Ryan Walters, who says he welcomed an investigation and requested the Office of Management and Enterprise Services to come to OSDE to investigate. Alias Cybersecurity was asked to do a forensic investigation of the TV. Its report said when the TV was turned on during the investigation, the Samsung TV displayed the Movie Hub action channel. After Alias Cybersecurity released its report, Hilbert says he contacted a government affairs specialist with Samsung to try and find out what aired on that channel between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. the day of the OSBE meeting. Hilbert says it took several days to receive a response, but Tuesday morning, Samsung got back to him saying the films airing during that time were The Protector and The Foreigner. He says after reviewing the parental guidance summary for The Protector, it was clear what was shown in the movie matched the board members' descriptions of what they saw. Hilbert says it also matches what Walters told him in a phone call, who Hilbert says thought he saw a doctor and a nurse and a white lab coat as he was trying to turn the TV off. Hilbert saying, quote, "In my opinion, the most plausible explanation for what occurred that day is that the television, which had only been in the superintendent's office for fewer than 2 months, automatically launched Samsung's free streaming service and began playing a film that contained explicit content without anyone in the room realizing it at the time," end quote. He goes on to say it's not credible to believe Walters or any staff member intentionally played an inappropriate film and calls it a, quote, bizarre accident. Paige Taylor, Fox 25 News.
As Paige just explained, the House Speaker says he was told by Superintendent Walters there was a doctor and a nurse on the screen, but when Walters addressed it last week, here's what he told us.
What's being shown on all of your networks right now? That's what was shown on TV. And these board members decided to construct a lie.
The superintendent also told Wendy during their sit-down on Tuesday there were no devices connected to the TV.
What do you think was on the screen? I mean, you mentioned it's cable.
It's cable TV. I don't know. It's cable TV.
Do you remember something popping up and having to turn it off?
No, it's cable TV. It's cable TV. I don't know what was on cable TV. I don't know what the lies, where they start, where they end. I don't know. But what I do know is that it's a cable network TV that only has access to cable network TV.
However, we have since learned this is not accurate. We have the pictures from the Alias Cybersecurity report, which details what their experts discovered while investigating the TV. Their report confirmed the presence of, quote, various applications and devices capable of displaying, streaming, or stored media. It also documented the TV was connected to a wireless network and Apple AirPlay was enabled.
New rankings put Oklahoma schools at 50th in the nation. That's looking at performance, funding, class size, and instructor credentials, among other factors. But State Superintendent Ryan Walters tells Fox 25 we can expect to see big improvements very quickly. Walters points to several new initiatives already working to turn things around. He says this includes high-dosage tutoring programs, merit pay for around 1,000 teachers, and evidence-based summer learning to help get kids caught up. He says we've already seen rapid improvements at the state's two largest districts, Oklahoma City Public Schools and Tulsa Public Schools, as the state can now track reading and math performance at individual schools biweekly. You've been superintendent for a few years. How did we get here? What went wrong?
This is part of why I was elected, is we got to turn this education system around. For far too long, what we had were teachers' unions that boxed parents out of control. We had administrators that were run amok, pushing woke indoctrination and not a focus on the basics.
It sounds like you're blaming really a political reason for how we got here.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Listen, the teachers' unions wrecked our school system, period.
With just a week left until students return to the classroom, parents in Broken Arrow are expressing concerns over possible mold in the ceilings and carpet at a middle school.
Fox 25's Tanya Motorzitsky spoke with a parent about what he saw and explains how the district is responding.
These are the images of what Sequoia Middle School parent Mike Eccles says he saw and took pictures of inside the school when he went to pick up his child's schedule earlier this week.
Started looking up, looking down, looking at the carpets. I mean, it was gross.
He says he saw what he believes was mold in the ceiling tiles and the smell he describes as mildew in some of what will be his daughter's classrooms when school starts next week.
Pictures that I took were from her last 2 classrooms.
Sequoia Middle School just added a brand new 8th grade center to the back of the building. Where this alleged mold was, he says, is in the older part.
There are definitely areas of that school where there's been leaks in the ceiling and it smells bad.
We reached out to Broken Arrow Public Schools regarding Eccles' concerns of the so-called mold. They sent us a statement saying, "We still have a week before students arrive, and the maintenance order to replace the ceiling tiles was already in the system to be completed before the first day of school. An air quality assessment is included as part of our process for ceiling tile repairs and replacements. And in the event a mold is discovered, additional abatement measures are taken." Eccles says for safety purposes, if mold is found, he thinks the district should do virtual learning for the first few weeks of school.
It's going to take you 2 or 3 weeks just to clear the mold if they come in and test it. If it tests positive for black mold, I think that's like a couple weeks of like deep cleaning and airing everything out and drying everything. That's not a change the tiles and we're done process.
The district also saying in their statement, had the person who posted these photos opted instead to ask a question or start a conversation with district officials, their concerns could have been alleviated quickly without causing alarm or mistrust. The issue was known and is being resolved before students arrive. Roof repair and replacement was one of the items made possible in the 2023 bond issue, but because not all bond monies are received up front, a replacement cycle must be followed with repairs taking place as funding allows. Tanya Motorzitsky, Fox 25 News.
Middale students can expect to see some changes happening in their schools as they head back to class. And Fox 25's Wayne Stafford spoke with Superintendent Dr. Rick Cobb about what families can plan for.
At this point, nearly half of our buildings are in some phase of construction.
Yes.
And by the time we get to winter break, it'll be more than half of our buildings in some phase of construction. And it's good, but it's also, there's some pain points with that as well.
Well, it's exciting, something to look forward to. What are some of those items? Is it just kind of like revitalizing some buildings? Are we going to see some new buildings?
Well, that's what's really exciting about it, is that it ranges from reno of older spaces that have been around since the 50s, all the way to new buildings. We are still in design and development for our athletic multi-purpose facilities for our 3 high schools. We are doing a complete rebuild of Townsend Elementary, and groundbreaking on that should be any day. We're just trying to line up the ribbons and the big decorative scissors so that we can get that done. We have installed new scoreboards, lights,
Cool.
sound at our stadium. So with Friday Night Lights coming up, we're excited to roll all of that out. New video scoreboards for all of our field houses. It touches the classroom, athletics, fine arts, everything.
That was your Big Story Breakdown. You can find more information on the Middale School projects and find our full interview with the state superintendent on OKCFox.com.
Plus, you can find all of our previous Big Story Breakdowns on our YouTube channel. Scan the QR code on your screen or search OKC Fox.